I can tell you that the curse did strike again, but right now it can't hurt us because it's Friday.
And we're inside.
And
alone.
we're inside. Even though we've only been inside for like half an hour. But regardless, we're made it. Nothing has happened yet.
Happy Friday.
I knocked on wood in case you could hear that.
I'll knock on wood too. Happy Friday, everybody. If you haven't hydrated your hands, moisturized today, do it with me. I've been in the office today and I've sanitized my hands like 16 million times. So my skin is like... It's not a great feeling. Hello, Evie. Congrats on being second and first. Nice. Respect. Honest Psycho, thank you for the resub. 11 months. It's been almost a year since we played Omori. It feels like 3 weeks ago.
Does not feel that long ago.
Time is a blur. Thank you for still being with us for this long.
Appreciate it.
Love. I should do it if you like when you can actually see my hand.
I was actually making my own little heart, like if you can see it like that.
It looked a bit like an apple. With a thingy sticking out of it.
Actually, wow, now we're gonna get sued.
Oh my god, Apple is gonna sue me.
Wow.
No.
What is my perception of time? Well, I think it's been 84 years.
In a good way.
In a very good way.
Like, I know we've been doing this for a while, but you know, sometimes those numbers hit you and then you actually think about the number and then it's like, whoa, that's long, but it doesn't feel that long. That kind of thing.
Yeah. Like, you've been with us now 4 years, I think? 3.5? How long ago has it been?
Going on 3.5. 40 months.
Like, time is insane.
I think it was
thank
40,
you everyone for sticking around with us.
Yes. 9/20/2020. Yeah.
I remember
things.
My brain is like holy cheese sometimes, unfortunately.
6 months after the start of the lockdowns over here in Germany. Crazy times. Crazy times. Yes.
Yeah, that could definitely be.
Yeah, March.
Also a suspect for a string of serial killers in our area. No, it is actually a little bit more serious.
Hello,
than
Motanat. Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? We are still cursed.
Like, funnily enough, I feel extra cursed because I've lost part of my eyesight in my left eye. Actually, that sounds way worse than I think it is. I've lost a bit of my eyesight in my left eye, like it's very blurry in one corner now. And yesterday...
Tifa has a blurry spot in her eye and she's had it for a couple of weeks. And
no, but it started last week. It just got...
Like 2 weeks. And
it's like,
after like a week, she told me...
Hey, this is my story. Stop interfering. No. It's basically blocking part of my eyesight in the left corner. Yesterday, I went to the eye doctor to have it checked out.
Because I told her to finally go to a doctor after she only told me after a week.
Stop interrupting with your incorrect info. This is my eye, not your eye.
Doesn't feel wrong though.
You are wrong. Anyway, as I was saying...
Stage is yours.
Yesterday I went to the eye doctor. I couldn't get an appointment, so I went for one of those like
just
hours
show up
where
and
you
wait
can
till
just
it's your
show
turn.
up. And they opened at 8:30, so I decided to go before I went into work. And I was there like super early. I was already at the doctor at 8, waiting outside to be let in because
you know,
doctor's appointment lines. If you go too late, you'll be sitting there for hours. So I wanted to be there a little bit earlier. And there was already like 1-2 people there, all good. We said hi. We're like, oh, you're also here for the eye doctor. Yeah.
No, I'm here for my butt.
So all good. And then around, I want to say like 8:25, after we've been waiting. In the meantime, we were let into the building already and we were like piling up in the staircase leading towards the eye doctor.
The waiting room before the waiting room, if you will.
This older lady shows up like 5 minutes before they open and she walks past everyone up the stairs and sits down on one of the thingies. Like, no one really cares at this point.
It's just like, yeah.
That's fine, you go sit down.
Have a break. Sit down, it's cool.
But I don't know if you do the same, but you have like this mental tally in your head if you wait for the doctor. And I know everyone there did the same. It's like, okay, he was first, I came after, then this dude was after me, and then these people came like after.
There's an order to
There's an order to
the
this.
people that are here. And she was last. I mean, not her, but the lady that came and sat down.
I was second in line. Because the moment the door to the doctor opens, if you have manners, you go like, you were here first, so please go ahead. And
yeah,
then
you go
like,
to where your
next.
position in the line would be if you all stood in line, right? That's the
how
normal
it
thing
goes.
to do.
And I kid you not, the door opened to the doctor's office. This old lady was suddenly like super speed. She's like literally using her elbows, runs into the office and stands first at the reception.
Don't recall her name.
No, this was
Once
before
you're
they
actually
opened.
inside, yes, they were piling up in front of the door waiting for the doctor's office to open.
This was just before we could go into the office to be at the reception.
This was the pre-party, basically.
So this lady's like literally shoving people aside with her elbows to get in first. And then the guy who was first like stands behind her. I stand behind him. And then this other dude who was there third actually let me go first because he was standing in front of me in the staircase. I was like, oh, you were here before me, go ahead. I'm like, thank you. And then we all do the like super German thing. We like stare at her and do the das gibt's doch nicht.
Ah, can you believe people just butting in and cutting in line, you know? I think that's a thing everywhere, but here definitely it's like a national sport. Passive aggressive remarks when people slight you in public. It's a thing.
And then she also took forever because she barely spoke German, so she also couldn't even understand our complaining behind us properly.
She was safe.
Like
she was good.
She was basically safe, like not giving a fuck. So then she went, the receptionist also didn't say anything. We all had our thingy, we sat in the waiting room. I was sitting there for I think like half an hour when waiting still for my turn despite being third in line. And then this guy came in very loudly on the phone already and he sits down having a conversation like everyone is
Which
basically
is
just ignoring him.
Rude.
In the waiting room,
I mean,
yeah, but do I care now? This other lady comes in. I kid you not, there was like fighting in the air yesterday. This other lady comes in and she, like I said, does the very German thing, like what we did in line, is like, I'll do it in English. I don't think it's even allowed to call in the waiting room, and
aren't
this is so
there signs
annoying.
that people aren't allowed to use mobile phones while in the waiting rooms? I mean, I wasn't there, but I've had this situation happen in front of me multiple times in my life.
Like, don't you find this annoying? And
Yeah.
then she's like looking at the dude, this is annoying, please stop. And he's just ignoring her, so she goes louder and she's like, you're not allowed to talk on the phone. And he goes like, oh, shut up, I'm on the phone. So she like stands up and goes like, I'm gonna talk to the receptionist.
Yeah.
And then before she walks off, he's like, oh, go ahead. And she's like, oh, do you have a title? Because you look like someone who wants to be addressed by their title. But
that's when you know you're in Germany. I never once encountered people that they get so riled up that they believe it's in their best interest to escalate this to somebody else who probably doesn't care, but to then go, dost thou have a title to which to addresseth thee by?
That was like the funniest thing, like I'm Griffley. Then while she slowly turned, she started complaining to the person who was sitting behind her, like foreigners probably have an exception to be calling.
Then
And
the
at that
racism
point,
came out because, you know, people can't just be assholes. It has to be because they are from somewhere else. Which is funny because
he looked like Turkish.
she's not from here either.
But his German seemed perfect to me, so I would
He's
say
probably
he
born
was.
here,
So I would say
regardless.
he was German. But
Nothing to do with
It's
anything.
about how he looks.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was like, listening at the conversation, eating popcorn. I was bored anyway, so, you know, funny thing. And at that point I was like, should I butt into this fight and go like, why are you in, especially in a room which has several foreigners in it, why are you bringing in all of us?
From the looks of it.
Like,
it's a diverse group of people. Most likely you
like-
just offended
like
everybody
I'm not on
but
the
yourself in
I'm
this
not
room.
on the phone. Like, why do you bring me into this?
Yeah. Plus, by the way, I am one of them foreigners. But, you know.
The guy on the phone, he's still talking, by the way, goes like, you shouldn't address me at all, you bitch. Keep going. So she's like, okay, I'm going to the receptionist now. Bye. Then she starts walking, turns around, but not farewell, because I'm coming back.
I'm making a dramatic exit, but I'm returning to tell you one of the cringiest lines possible in this situation.
He's like, I hope you trip on the way there. So then she talks to the receptionist, and the funny thing is, I'm quite sure she heard everything. She is this typical receptionist person, like sitting there watching it all, and I kid you not, she has a bright pink cup with a unicorn on it that says, Ik hasse mensen. I hate people. And she's sipping it. I kid you not, she is sipping that cup while this woman is approaching her. Like, you can see it through the door. I was like holding in my laughter.
And to you, this was an event. To her, it was just Thursday. This probably happens every day.
It probably happens every day. Like, I kid you not, there was so much drama in the waiting room, and I was at that office for 2 hours. Then the receptionist was like, damn, this woman is like complaining at her. She's like, both of you, shut up, sit down, you sit there, and you go into the other waiting room. And we were like,
way at the doctor of a kindergarten, a bit of both. I don't know what all of y'all's experience is, but generally, whenever you go to a doctor, usually the people are there for a reason, because they're not feeling good. You know, even if it's just a regular checkup, most people are a bit antsy or anxious about being at a doctor's office, which I get. I don't like doctors. I mean, I like doctors. I don't like all of the associations with doctors, you know, being sick, being told bad things, this kind of stuff. So there is an air to it. But that applies to everybody. Nobody goes to a doctor for fun, like usually. So why can't everybody just be human and adult and like not be dicks to each other? But that's how the day started.
Wasn't even done. Like, I was still sitting there. And at some point there were like 2 rooms where you could sit down. They were like open. I was sitting there reading after this. Nothing else happened for a little bit. It was boring after that. And I had my Kindle with me. And in the meantime, all the seats were taken. This older couple came in. They couldn't sit down, of course. I didn't see it because I'm reading. I'm in my own world. This woman then also an elderly woman goes,
a woman.
Do you wanna sit down? And then they were like, no, we'll keep standing. It's fine. Blah de blah. And then they very loudly look at every young people in the room, like including me. I started looking up because of the like, people have no manners anymore. I'm like, hey, that's what I said earlier. Like, not standing up for the elder people. And they like look at all of them like...
This is the moment where you tell them that you've got bad knees yourself.
So. I like start stuttering because I felt addressed, and honestly I didn't see it. I'm like, sorry, you want to sit down?
Yeah.
I didn't see it. They're like, no. Well, then what are you complaining about?
Because you should have offered by yourself.
It's basically that. All in all, I was there for like 2.5 hours. Got some tests done. They couldn't find the cause. It's probably
stress. Nothing bad.
Gotta wait for it to just pass. Got an appointment again next week. But it was like everyone was in such fighting spirits.
And then I went to the office yesterday. Tifa went to the office. We met afterwards to get dinner in the city. Then we still wanted to buy like a donut for at home. So we go to this bakery where we buy the donut. And like, there's this narrow path in the store, and there's a guy standing on the side together with his friend, and the friend is like halfway blocking the entire path. It's narrow. There's 2 people in front of us. They squeeze past them. Person doesn't move. And like, I'm not huge, but I was big enough to not fit through the rest of the space without making contact. So I go through there, I slightly bump the person, I could feel them turn around and stare daggers into the back of my head. And when we started muttering, I just kept going. I'm like, I will start, she told me this, I'm like, I'm gonna start a fist fight.
Must be the weather.
It was like the first somewhat warmer day, then it was rainy again, wherever. I don't know what it was. I blame Higurashi. There you go.
It has to be. Like, yes. I also got hit by a homeless person
Oh yeah,
Plus that. Plus that.
homeless person gets on the train.
And the day wasn't even done yet.
Looks at her. Not like punch.
But it wasn't hard.
But
like I was sitting in the tram. And this guy, he was already like talking to himself in the front of the train, all good. And at some point he comes walking towards us. And I made the eye contact.
She initiated the Pokemon fight, basically.
I initiated the Pokemon
That's
fight.
on you.
And he came walking towards me, and it happens more often. Usually they then just mumble things at you and then walk off or something, all good. And this dude, I kid you not, he walks up to me. He goes like, excuse me? He had no teeth. He started talking to me, shouting things at me. I had no clue what he was saying. I was still a bit in shock, so I was like, sorry? He goes through it all again. I'm like, can you repeat that? And after a bit, he walks off. I'm like, wait, this dude just hit me.
Yeah, it's like... It was a weird day.
It was a weird... I am pretty sure this is all Higurashi.
None of these things happened until we started playing this game. And I blame you for that, Evie.
Yeah, this stuff usually doesn't happen, like, all after another.
No. Germany is a cutthroat place. I
It
think
definitely can be.
I don't think it's a Germany thing. It's a group of people that all happen to be kind of dicks, having the bad luck of being in the same room together. But like usually, whenever I go to the doctor, it's like, you know, I go there, I sit down, I wait for my turn. Somebody else comes in, they sit down, they read a magazine, and then I leave. This is Tifa style story. Like, never happened to me. I don't know why.
Well, it was near the area of where I work, and there's a lot of...
things going wrong there.
I want to say trash collecting there, and I'm not talking about all the trash on the floor.
The people that live in that area are weird for some reason.
Yeah, they are.
Must be in the water.
It really must.
I have some luck for you. Thank you. We will need it.
Thank you.
Joke's on you. At my Quest Diagnostics, everyone's in the lobby talking on the phone because the employees can't locate the doctor's order for your test and we need to call in to get the info.
What?
But at least everybody is on the phone there, right?
Yeah,
like, then it becomes a group thing.
Here it's considered bad manners usually if you're like calling in the lobby. Like if you need to take a call, you step out of the office.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 doctor's offices I've ever been to have a sign somewhere that asks you, please don't make or take calls while you're in here because, you know, it's not quiet. Like, it's gonna annoy people.
I'm at the doctor for my peace.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to hear what other people are talking about at a doctor's office? Like, whenever somebody does, I have the urge to take out my phone, pretend somebody called me and go like, yeah, no, my appointment for making my penis smaller is in like 20 minutes. I can talk right now. Something like that. Just to get everybody's attention in that moment.
I made a balloon for good luck too.
That's very sweet of you. Stop messing with the focus.
There, now it has a little wiggle in it.
Show it to the camera. Doesn't even work. I mean,
no, it doesn't even look like a balloon the way you're showing
Go back
it.
to your face.
Wow.
Remember the rules, Tifa.
You know, it didn't even look like a balloon.
When we aren't on the phone talking, we're joking about the low online reviews for the Quest location. It's much kinder than your German before. I feel like there's a lot of bonding happening at your doctor's office because, you know, then everybody's joking about the bad reviews. And again, I appreciate that it becomes like a group effort that like unifies people. That's nice. Maybe we should start that too next time we're in a situation like this. Just talk about things like that.
The problem is you can make like appointments at all of these places, but like the earliest appointment you can get is like 3 months in advance.
The problem...
So if there's something immediately, you're usually forced to go into like this walk-in kind of thing, so you can get help the same day. Even though you have to wait for a while, but that's the thing.
The problem in Germany is, in most areas of the country, we don't have enough doctors because the networks have a say in where doctors can open offices and stuff and what rates they pay for what treatments. And of course they don't want to spend money because they have shareholders. So we have plenty of doctors, but they're busy because usually they're in the most populated areas, so more people, more patients. therefore busy.
You also don't have like set doctors in Germany. Like in the
can
Netherlands,
go to
you get
whichever one you
assigned a doctor,
Yeah.
and you can only go there unless there's an emergency and he's on a vacation. Then you can go to another office, but you're not allowed to go to another doctor that is assigned to you. They won't accept you.
Which kind of makes sense, because that way, you know, I have X population, I have Y doctors, I need Z more doctors or less, depending on, you know, how many people live somewhere.
But like here, it's like you just pick one
It's a
and you
free
go
for
there. Yeah, it's a free for all. And if you don't like it, I'll go to that one next time, or I'll go to this one. Like it has its advantages. But,
Walk-ins are cancer. Yeah.
but
I understand why we have them. I would love a system where they wouldn't be necessary. Maybe one day, once the big rethinking of priorities kicks in, people all get paid better wages, we pay doctors the amount of money they're worth, we have more doctors, stuff like this. I can dream, I think.
Yeah. But it also creates funny situations
like
while you wait.
Yeah, like almost fistfights breaking out in an office.
I still hear the, do you have a title? You look like you want to be addressed with your title.
It's the weirdest thing I ever heard.
I still hear that in my mind. It was so brilliant. I kid you not.
The single weirdest thing I've ever heard in a heated moment like that. Like, never once.
Like, I know people can really like their titles, but to just go like, you look like you want to be addressed by your title. Like, I feel like it was supposed to be an insult. Like, oh, you don't have a title, of course. Maybe she had a title herself and wanted to rub it in that he didn't have one. But it's still like the weirdest thing. I'm also going to remember this.
I would have introduced myself as Grandmaster. Yes. Address me as eggs, please. What? Yeah, just do it. You asked. Like,
I'm gonna remember this, and next time I get mad at someone, I go like, you look like you want to be addressed by your title.
Please don't. Like,
come on, that is now a perfect insult.
No, that's not an insult. It makes you look really dumb.
Yeah, it does, but...
God, King, Emperor, or Bust. Remember the two hyphens between God, King, and Emperor. The spelling matters. When the seagulls cry, walk in problems would stop. When the seagulls cry. Is that Umineko? I'm not allowed to Google things.
It's the new version.
Talking about crying, Tifa, and being cursed.
Fortunately, I got an appointment now for next month that they gave me.
The follow-up. Yeah.
Even though you still have to wait like an hour. Because that never is on the time you come, except when you're late.
Because of walk-ins.
Except when you're late.
Yes. Don't be late.
When you're late, it's on time. When you're on time, you have to wait an hour.
Yes. I mean, you know the rules. Stop complaining. Talking about things that make me want to cry and that are cursed. Tifa, what happened the last time we played Higurashi, When They Cry How, Chapter 1, Episode 3? It's a mouthful.
Good question, actually, because I feel like nothing really happened at all. We were...
Kinda, yeah, but some things did.
We were at school.
Yes.
Doing our daily school thing, which means nothing. And had our after school activity.
I think
initiation.
Tifa struggles with the slice of life aspect of the game, because it's like, if this was an anime, most of this episode could have been like, haha, funny but filler.
It's like when you walk out of a show.
Many things that drove the plot forward.
It's like when you walk out of a show when we're watching and you go like, oh, don't pause. And then when you come back, you go like, what did I miss? I'm like, well, nothing.
Nothing happened. Already failed again. I'm giving Tifa a chance to do the recap first.
Okay, so we were doing our after school activities and we were invited, as in Keiichi, to do the board club initiates program thing to see if we were worthy of joining them.
Very weird way of saying it, but yes. We went through our hazing ritual,
that's the word I was looking for.
The trying to become part of the club.
We played a card game, which I forgot the name about.
First of all, it turns out the club is about playing games.
Oh, but that we already knew.
Board games, card games, stuff like that.
That was in chapter 1. Yes. The club was 100% mentioned in chapter 1.
Carry on.
Someone tells me I'm wrong. That was absolutely mentioned.
Carry on with the important parts.
Old
Yes,
bachelor.
keep it rolling.
That's what the...
So glad that you specified it was Keiichi and not Jack and Tifa who were invited to play card games.
We're not cool enough to be invited to play card games.
Carry on, get to the point.
So we played Old Bachelor. It turned out to be like this brutal battle because the deck has been used a lot. They had certain damages.
It turns out it's basically Fight Club, but like club games. So the game we played in the end was Old Bachelor, which is kind of like Old Maid. I already forgot what the difference was.
The Jokers.
But because it was a heavily used set of cards, everybody could tell who had which card because of like the marks and the scratches and the folds in the cards. So Keiichi had to try to find a way around that. In the end, he was dead last, and he had a little bit of a bet with Mion. The green-haired girl, Mion.
Yeah.
Which was?
All or Nothing.
All or Nothing if he can guess what the Joker card was in the end.
She grabbed some cards.
Whole epic Yu-Gi-Oh! I will send you to the Shadow Realm mastermind back and forth thinking in 16 dimensions out 4D chessing you, 5D chessing me.
Myself.
And then it turned out that all the sleight of hand stuff that Keiichi anticipated didn't actually happen. And he had it right in the beginning, but he overthought it and he lost. So they got to draw on his face with permanent marker.
Oh yeah, true.
Which we
that
didn't
was
get
then
to
not
see.
mentioned at all anymore, and we have no clue what it actually is.
Penises.
We don't know. It could be. But he went home.
We don't
Turned out we went home after that. After we have been accepted into the club because of our epic
Showdown.
We
lost, but our skills and our showmanship was enough to earn us a rightful place in the club. Yeah.
So be it. We went home. Turned out our dad was having kind of a bad mood, and we should then not be in the area. So we decided.
Just like I said, sometimes artists have multiple projects, but nothing else lined up. So now this guy was he had to finish 2 pieces of artwork, couldn't get one done, and he was having a moment.
He couldn't not get one done. He just didn't have inspiration.
Which is the same thing.
The inspiration was the house, like it was about inside
inside
the
the
house.
So mom went like, you know how that gets, please just go for a walk outside or something.
An absurd Keiichi's face. Therefore, the drawing is both a penis and not a penis.
Schrodinger's face drawing. Yeah.
Schrodinger's penis.
No, I think, anyway, carry on, please. No, I don't, no.
So we were like, okay, you know what, we're gonna go back to the junkyard, or the illegal junkyard, because that's where Reina is probably trying to dig out her chicken
Talking
dude,
about digs.
the KFC man,
Colin L. Sanders.
Trying to dig out the Colonel Sanders statue, and...
Dig out or dig out?
Dig out. Low. Ah, fuck, I messed up. And behold, I wanted to say Lou. I even already did the...
Thank you for speaking English for once.
Darn it. I even already did the side-facing. Lo and behold, Reina was there trying to...
The fact that you just said lo and behold shows everybody that you knows how to say it.
She was indeed there trying to dig out his body. But unfortunately, there was so much trash piled in front of it, even new trash that was put on there overnight.
Because people just keep throwing their trash on that place, which is kind of bad.
I mean, might as well. It's now an official junkyard.
Always has been, probably.
He couldn't manage to get the trash off. Reina went home, decided to get...
No. Keiichi went full 80s alpha wannabe male kind of guy. I was like, no, you're a girl. I'm a guy. I need to help you. If you do it, you're gonna hurt yourself. He tried, but because of the amount of trash and not accepting help, why would you, right? I was like, oh, I would need like a hatchet or something to get through the trash fast enough before it becomes night. So Reina was like, oh, you're getting all sweaty and stuff, you're helping. I'll quickly get something to help. I'll get you some tea and stuff for your hard work. And so she ran off to do that. Meanwhile, we went like, no, we need to get to Colonel Sanders, but also I need to find out more about the dismembered corpse kind of thing. Oh, what's this? There's a neatly packed piece of newspapers and stuff that survived. Tabloids that survived being in the trash heap for a while. He got that out, started flicking through them, reading about how somebody who was a head honcho at the dam construction site was being a dick to the people living there, and they dismembered him. They came at him with pickaxes and hatchets.
Sure. 5 people in total.
No, I need to be fast. What if Reina comes back? She told me there's nothing to talk about. I feel like I'm betraying her trust. And then he looks up and suddenly there's Reina with a hatchet right in his face. So he freaked out. Reina freaked out. Turns out, he's like, oh, why do you have a hatchet? And Reina's like, but you said you would need a hatchet? Oh, Sparkle, cute. How? So yeah, she went to make him some tea to refresh him, and like he said, maybe a hatchet or something would be nice to help. She went and got one for him. But then it was dark, so we left. For the next day.
Yeah, and I think that's basically it. Oh, he took the axe along. He's like, oh, I gotta borrow it until tomorrow.
Yes, the hatchet. Yes.
And I think that's it.
You quite literally asked for this, Keiichi. Yes. Then we unlocked 2 new tips. The first one was
he also took the tabloid along with him.
True.
He hid it under his shirt.
Rolled up under his shirt.
The one with the story.
Yeah. We also did the 2 tips that we unlocked. What was the first one about?
The dam construction.
What was it? Onifugaruchi?
Onifugachi.
There is a swamp in the area, and a group of people named themselves, or the initiative, after the swamp, and those were the people that allegedly killed the dam construction guy. And then was also the tabloid about dismembering him. Everybody took home part of it. Oni fuck you? Something like that.
It was Onikakushi, and I pronounced it like
I think it was Oniga fuck yourself, yeah. It was Onikakushi.
Onikafucky or something.
Yes, that's what it was. Yes, and of course, because this game is cursed, then our internet fell out.
Oh yeah, true.
But we finished with 2 tips. Yes. For nothing, this recap is pretty long, exactly.
I mean, I would have skipped the majority of this, really. Because it's kind of feels like nothing. I mean, some parts are going to be important later, yes. I get them.
Fully believe, and I hope I'm not just gaslighting myself into this, I fully believe that every little detail might become really important later.
Yeah, I agree.
Then why do you refuse to?
But for a recap, it's like Keiichi got accepted into the board club thing after an epic showdown. He then went to the junkyard to try to help Reina get Colonel Sanders. In the meantime, he found a pile of tabloids with the story about someone being dismembered, and that's the recap.
And see, Tifa, if you had actually said all of these things in that order, I would have still shit on you for leaving out all the details, but I would have applauded you for being super concise.
I'll remember that for Sunday.
Remember a recap? Relaying the information and not just going, watch the previous stream. Just like your energy you sometimes give us all. Old Bachelor is very important. It might be. If in the end we find out who the murderer is because they taught Old Bachelor to Reina, who Tifa kept calling Reina. Yes.
Yeah, in chapter 27, when Keiichi has to beat the devil in Old Bachelor and for a bed for a soul. And then we have like these epic flashback moments to that one time. Yeah,
and then the question was, which card did Reina hold the Joker card in?
Yeah, that's gonna be the answer.
Because I forgot that already. I hope that's not gonna be on the test. That would be annoying.
It was right. Well, that was left.
She dropped them, so I don't know.
I forgot.
Are you ready, Tifa?
I'm ready.
Am I ready?
Oh. I'm ready.
No, how? When they cry, how? Not ow. Anyway. Huh? It was funnier in my head. Sorry. Reina, your tongue is so cute. Something like that. When she comes and cuts out your tongue. Why is the delete button next to the load button? That
would have been close.
I don't like that.
Delete?
Yes.
Yes.
I was the moment like sonic voice sounds left your mouth, my face went like no. Thank goodness I missed the notification, but you didn't go to the game yet.
Yeah.
Hello, Dark Lord.
How are you doing? It might actually be a good idea to have a second save file on the second page.
Yes.
You know, just in case something happens, and then we also can't misclick because it's a whole page away. How would you do that now?
Safety save. Over here where I usually wouldn't click, right?
One would think, yeah.
I will make 99 safety saves. Let's do this.
I still don't get why we need 100 save files, but especially in a thing where you can't make decisions or something.
I don't know. Oh, one last thing we forgot, why the people actually got mad about the dam being built. The dam construction would create a water reservoir, meaning like 5 towns would be destroyed.
No, only 1 town, 1 fishing store, 1 school.
5 places, a total of almost 1,300 people. I believe 1,271 if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's stupid numbers like this that get stuck in my head. And 1 junkyard. And 1 school.
1 facility office.
A facility
2
office.
grocery stores.
What's a facility office?
I don't know. I see a facility there.
That's like building.
In my head. Yeah.
And Kenta-kun.
Who's Kenta? Oh, the photographer dude. Yeah.
No, that was
that not him?
Tomodaki, I believe. I believe it's Tomodaki because I keep thinking Tomodachi, but that's friend in Japanese, I believe. And a partridge in a pear tree. Hopefully not.
Kenta's
the colonel. Tomitake. Thank you. That's what it was.
That was what his name was.
The sexy, creepy, weird photography guy. That we haven't met again, have we?
I forgot his name. Not yet.
Ready?
Ready.
The function of a school as an educational facility is very questionable. Our PE class is exceptionally disorganized. The only things we do together are the warm-ups at the start. The teacher isn't even there after that. All we do is play together.
Yeah, it seems like fun.
Fair enough. Oh, Kenta the Colonel, short for Kentucky.
Oh.
Okay. Thank goodness you said I was too busy eating lunch. Thank you for keeping us back in the group. And Mothernaut, enjoy your lunch.
Have some for me too.
Yes, please. Yes,
oh, yeah,
Leon?
that's me.
Yes.
No helping it. Everybody's a different age or gender.
Modern. That actually sounds like it could be like a bistro name.
The only rule was that we have to stay on school grounds while exercising.
Oh, the little kids were gallivanting about. Well, they certainly are being active. They might be getting plenty of exercise, but the Board of Education probably completely forgot about the school.
Sorry to keep you waiting. We're all together now. What shall we do today for PE?
Question. There was this thing earlier on in the game about them not having school uniforms.
Gym outfits are of course an exception.
Coincidence that they all have color-coded gym outfits? After this I remembered Kenta, but I was talking about the partridge in a pear tree. I don't care. I say it was Kenta.
I want to say this is not a coincidence because which kid/girl who can pick her own gym outfit would pick bloomers?
No.
I want to say like no one. And
Some
the fact that
like
it is bloomers in some school seems incredibly like a red flag to me for the one who decided on this has to be it for young girls. Like, you're not gonna tell me.
Sorry for getting sidetracked, but reminds me of a story that came into more of a mainstream public eye a couple years ago. I want to say, Honest Psycho, maybe you remember hearing about this too. There was a school somewhere in Germany, I forgot where for their like volleyball club, like amateur/professional, like school league kind of thing. I think it was, yeah. They got a new sponsorship partner, and I think it was like a travel agent or something. And they printed the ad on the ass part of the shorts. And it said something to the effect like prime real estate on the girls' asses. So of course people had an issue with this because that's kind of weird. Like why would you do that? That's, you know? But of course the people responsible didn't understand the problem, and if players wouldn't want to wear them, then they wouldn't be forced, but they would have to talk to them about this.
I mean,
of course people were mad because, like, come on.
Isn't it the same in professional volleyball? Like they're forced to
I don't
wear...
know, actually.
That was a thing during either the nationals or like European championships.
Where
Like
you have
some
ads on your crotch and your ass.
Not even the ads, but they have to wear bloomers like this. And only the women, because the men can wear shorts.
Why don't the men get to wear thongs too?
I think it was I don't think it was a Swedish player or the Scandinavian player, it doesn't even matter. She wore shorts. And it was like, oh, you're now disqualified because you have to wear...
Yeah, you're not wearing the right
bloomers.
uniform.
And it's like, oh, this is decided in the rules, so you have to wear this. And it's like, technically, why? If a man is allowed to wear shorts, like it doesn't impact me playing.
Even if it were to impact me, I'm handicapping myself.
And if you like track back, these rules have all been made by old men back then, who were like, oh, the women have to play in their underwear and in a tank top, preferably with side boob showing if possible.
Yes.
But I think then we go too far. So
make sure to lean all the way over when you pick up a ball.
But it's basically like this. How did young girls having to wear this as an official uniform actually became a thing?
And basically, Evie, you caused this being sidetracked by making us play this game.
But yeah.
I don't think you read this yet. If you did, I forgot about it.
We're all together now. What shall we do today for PE? Remember now?
Alright. We have all of our members gathered now.
Now then, class representative, what shall we do for PE today? What shall we do? Gym clothes. Oh wait. Gym clothes are so your school uniform doesn't get dirty. I fully get uniform for.
I mean, yeah, I get why you change clothing, but why does it have to be?
Why does it have to be underwear for young girls?
Yeah. Plus, if I would actually be wearing underwear, people would be like, "That's weird." Like, make it make sense in my head. As someone who played and coached volleyball, it's fucking rough for girls to play. Yes, and I wish that would change sooner rather than later. For any sports, but yeah, it's a thing, unfortunately.
I think playing non-professionally is definitely a nice, I would imagine a nicer thing. Like if you don't mind, you don't mind, of course. If you want to wear it, you wear it. But I think forcing
being forced to wear it is the problem.
On 7-year-old girls, that's like, you know.
Mion harumphed and crossed her arms haughtily, surveying the area.
Explosive power and endurance, that sounds like dodgeball. There are no friends in the world of sports. Everyone is a rival. The only thing you can trust in is your own body.
What the heck do you mean by that? You really read too much manga.
This has to be dodgeball.
I quipped without missing a beat.
And so, we'll be taking a lesson from history. The tried and true king of all outdoor melee events. Let's play tag! Not dodgeball.
Melee events, huh? Who's gonna start wave dashing? That would be cool. Recently, a decently well-known volleyball coach got arrested for sexually assaulting multiple students.
I'm not sure.
I hope they get put into jail for a long time. It was quite the adorable choice to make after playing it up so much. That line reads horribly after just reading out that comment. I'm reading the game text, I'm sorry.
Just what I was hoping for.
God, it gets worse.
That dunderhead Keiichi-san shall be the first one to be it.
Final destination, no items, Fox only. the amount of times I've heard that. It's crazy.
I won't be beaten. I'll try my best too. You can't beat me.
Why are you guys all so into it?
Are there special rules to this tag?
And then it turns out they're all basically like Usain Bolt. And just go vroom.
The third rule of our society. You must partake in the game, enjoying it without question.
Enjoying it without question. What?
You will enjoy this.
Tag has been worse since we introduced tripping. I hated Smash Bros. Brawl for that. It's the worst. Then this counts as a club activity? Everyone smirked at each other. They all seemed pretty confident. I'm a man. Physically, I should be able to keep up with any girls my own age. Regardless, Mion and Satoko looked like they were aiming for victory and Reina was looking at me as if pitying my disadvantage. Fine. Tag. I'm in! My yell echoed across the school grounds. These were the rules. Anyone who was able to avoid being tagged before the bell was a winner. But we didn't switch who was it. The ones who were tagged by it also became it.
Alright.
So, I just had to think of Stephen King's It.
That's the clown one, right?
Yeah, so you have this kid running across the field and like...
Suddenly.
Creepy clown. Enjoy the else. My mother once, during a particularly un-Christmassy Christmas, looked at me and my grandparents and, being serious about it too, said something to the effect of like, why can't you just be jolly? And we're like, saying things like this usually has the opposite effect. It didn't help. So the number of people who were it could increase exponentially. The end game would become a hellish siege.
We call this version zombie tag, you see? Why zombie? Oh, like an infection.
I see. Anyone infected by a zombie turns into a zombie. Do you see what happens if I press the button and we continue?
Hey, I already set up myself. Why do you make it sound so scary, I wonder?
As soon as I catch Reina, I'm going to tear out her entrails while she's still alive.
And then slurp them up like spaghetti.
Is what a regular, normal person would say, of course.
And then have it like stuck, so you need to like pull it out, and then you have this glibber. Gross! Keiichi-kun! That's gross! Intrusive thoughts? No?
Rika-chan placed her hand on Reina's head as she panicked. Cannibalism should be a command.
Yeah, something should be voiced. Don't worry. Before Keiichi gobbles you down, I'll eat you up gently. Rika, that isn't comforting at all.
Both Mion and I nodded deeply. Understandable. So, wait, what's that Disney movie with the two dogs and they eat spaghettis together?
The Lady and the Vagabond. What's the English name?
You what, mate?
Lady and the Tramp.
That?
No, not Lady and the Tramp.
I think it's Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think the dog's name is Lady. Lady and the Tramp.
Lady and the Tramp, it was.
That, but Keiichi and the blue-haired girl with Reina's entrails. Rika, like... Susi und Strolch! That is true. That is true. That is the German name. But Lady and the Tramp has a melodic quality to it. Susi und Strolch sounds so cliche, aggressive German to me. This is one of a few times where I understand like the reason why people say, "Oh, German sounds so aggressive." Yeah.
Susi
und Strolch. Strolch is also the German word for like, how do you translate that? Somebody who plays like harmless pranks and stuff. Like, you know, if Tifa were to steal my cookie and eat it herself, I'd be like, du bist so ein Strolch. Nobody says that anymore, but
I've also never heard
old
of the word,
language.
no.
Yeah.
At least in Dutch we kept the lady.
Narr. Yeah, kind of. That would work. Dame und Straußwald. Something like that. So the first it. How do you decide who's the zombie?
Didn't we already say that it's
With
Keiichi?
rock, paper, scissors? I thought so too.
Well, it's a class time after all. Let's decide by answering questions.
But I thought we said that Keiichi is it.
Yeah, I thought so too. I'll ask the questions, and the one who isn't able to answer is the zombie.
Okay. I have no idea which grade level they're coming from.
What does the Japanese word roku mean? Ah, I know, that's an avatar.
Huh? I'm guessing something with fire.
Name.
I was bewildered by the sudden question. Mion repeated it.
So, you need to answer. What's roku in English?
It's 6. It's 6. I was thinking Roku, Avatar Roku from Avatar The Last Airbender.
That's also what I...
And that guy's a firebender. I don't know why they would name him after the number 6. I learned something today.
It's probably like a context sort of thing.
I guess.
How about Kutsushita? Socks. What's the third last letter in the alphabet? X.
That's my favorite letter. Counter question depends on the alphabet, because in Germany you could also argue that the umlaute, the ä, ö, and ü,
That's not part of the official
and
alphabet.
the sz, the
That
beta
is not
looking
part of the official alphabet, so no.
Our alphabet, you're wrong. Didn't see that coming, did you?
Not part of the alphabet.
What's my favorite letter?
It's X.
She spelled it wrong.
What does Saibetsu mean? We can argue about the pronunciation, but I'm not even going there.
What does it mean?
I don't know. Of course I know what that is. It's...
Satoko cut herself off before finishing the answer. I see. It's quite a lewd question.
You're an adult, aren't you? Of course you know what it is, right? I certainly do. Of course I know. Then go ahead and say it. That you know that? What does that mean exactly? Satoko looks like she's in trouble. How cute!
Don't take her home, it's a crime. If I didn't nip it in the bud, she really might have tried to take her home. Mion's pursuit was relentless, making Satoko stammer.
Now then go ahead and say it nice and loudly. What does that mean? I do know. I do know. I do know. It's... That means a previously indicated person, thing, or event.
Oh my god. That. Oh my god.
It was a question and she answered it.
Are we being bamboozled again? I thought it's about Saibetsu.
Well, now she answered a question, so now it's not her.
All of us were a bit surprised by Rika-chan's unexpected answer. I see. Well, it certainly is what that means. That could have been awkward. I wonder what I would have done in Satoko's position. I'd probably get ticked off and just blurt out you know what at the top of my lungs. I wouldn't want you as my enemy, Mion Sonozaki.
But doesn't this mean it's automatically thingy because she didn't answer her question? Someone answered the next one, so she's automatically it now.
I would think so. Is it safe to Google the word Saibetsu, or am I gonna find spoilers? Because I wanna know now. Thank goodness you were born a girl. If you were a boy, you'd probably be a perverted asshole.
You can also be that as a girl, but sure.
Yes. I doubt there'll be spoilers. Saibetsu, that, but with an E in the middle.
S-E-I. And I think the rest was the same.
Oh yeah, 2 E's. I'm guessing it's Linus.
It appears I have no choice.
Oh, it means to fuck. Okay.
To have intercourse.
Yeah, when the mommy and the daddy love each other really much, when they Saibetsu. Something like that. Or the act of fucking.
It's when you talk about the cows and the calves and the bees.
Something like that.
It appears I have no choice. Unfortunately, I, Satoko Hoji, shall assume the role of the zombie.
Where did the Hoji come from?
I don't know. Now it came from there. Hojo.
Hojo.
You're Hojo.
Only before I met you. Wasn't that the name of a certain important character in the Zero Escape series? You're gonna tell me they're related, are they?
I shall eat everyone.
Seems like she's raring to go.
All I must do is count to 100, correct?
Some jerks skip numbers while counting to 100. So you can start chasing after you solve this problem.
Whoa, Keiichi-kun, give her a simple one, okay?
Winner of this game of tag will be dealt. Yes. 1/5 of a cake, 1/6 of a cake, and 1/7 of a cake are all on a plate.
Oh no, there are no common denominators.
Are you okay? Damn nom-nom-noms. Satoko grabbed a stick in a panic and began drawing a cake and fractions on the ground. If Satoko, who can eat one cake in 60 seconds, eats all of them, how many cakes are left on the plate?
Wait, what?
That's a trick question.
Who can eat one cake in 60 seconds? If you eat all of them, there's none.
Yeah, exactly.
How many
That's
cakes
the
are
trick
left
question.
on the plate? None. Tag, you're it.
Wait, did you not see the 6th club member who's never addressed that? Yes. I'm afraid I must have skipped that. It's hard to find a common denominator. If this was actually about math, this one would have thrown me off grandiosely as well. Just as I finished giving the word problem, Mion shouted.
Ready? Go!
On Mion's signal, everyone but Satoko scattered.
Keiichi-kun, that wasn't a problem at all, was it?
Satoko had already lost the moment she started working it out. She's eating it all, so of course there's nothing left on the plate.
We're so smart.
Everyone dashed off in a direction they thought was best. Knowing the lay of the land, they probably headed right to the best spots. It was obvious I was at a disadvantage. At a time like this, it would have been more effective to go along with those trained in survival skills. Like Mion, for example.
Also, with this assignment, he basically said he doesn't trust her to count to 100.
Yes. Yes, he did. The fact that I didn't realize at the start of the game probably hurt my chances. Glancing back over the scorecards, I saw Satoko just rising up to start. She was really, really mad. She got tripped up on such a dumb question. Delta, because I'm so old, I must attend school again as a refresher. Life is simply unfair. Yeah, it is.
That seems horrible.
I stood at one of the corners of the school. Can I drink my tea, please?
No.
I had clear sightlines in 2 directions and would probably have a good response time if any zombies started closing in. For the time being, I caught my breath and focused on what I was trained to think during club activities yesterday. Now think calmly, Keiichi Maebara. If I was it, what would I do? Increasing my numbers would be the shortcut to victory. Then going after the weakest player first is the obvious plan of attack. Meaning me.
Now then, where could Keiichi possibly be? I shan't let you escape!
But of course. What would be the best method to track me down? Footprints or smell? Maybe some type of trail. If I could craftily hide my tracks, there would be no trail for Satoko to follow. But I was no detective. Would I even be able to do that kind of thing in an amateur game like this?
Okamura. Have you seen Keiichi-san recently?
What the heck?
Is that a person?
Do zombies hunt their prey by asking nicely where they went? Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun pointed to the location where I was hiding. After confirming she was headed in this direction, I abandoned my position. It wasn't easy to hide myself with all those little kids running around as they pleased. It was becoming even more obvious that I was at a disadvantage from not being familiar with these surroundings. Or there other kids at the school. I thought it's like a Marco Polo kind of thing.
Yeah, I only realized now that they are.
Oh well. Can you stop boxing me in with your chair, please? Very little space in terms of movement. If that's how it was going to be, then to confront this intelligence-gathering zombie, I just countered in a similar vein. I approached some girls playing with a ball. I'm sorry, but could you relay this message? Tell Satoko Hojo that her parents are at the gate, please.
Message!
I thought they're girls, not parents.
Okay.
I stopped the girls as they turned to run off. Wait, don't go yet! Also, take this one to Mion Sonozaki. Tell her the teacher is calling her to the gate. I'm quite the schemer if I do say so myself.
If they even know where she is.
If things went well, then Satoko and Mion would run into each other at the gate. It would put me at a disadvantage if more people were it, but this was Mion we were talking about. She'd figure out a way to escape. But that was just fine. As long as it bought me more time. Dance for me, Mion and Satoko.
Dance for me, Mion.
In the palm of my hand. Having my fill of playing the conman, I looked for a place to hide. If you think about it logically, it only bought myself a scant amount of time. And it might even come back to bite me. Once it became apparent I started spreading false information through messengers, I could end up being the recipient of one of those messages. Satoko would probably ask the messengers to help her look for me. That would mean there would be more zombies than participants in the game. The virus that was brought about by my mischief could cause an epidemic. All my classmates would transform into zombies and would only be searching for me. This tactic might backfire horribly. I call this the COVID tactic. Did this game predict the spread of COVID-19?
And the spread of fake news.
Yeah. Keiichi is the original Fox News. While trembling at the thought of the impending dawn of the dead, I began searching for a safe house. Every visual novel predicted COVID. I want to say that's partially because most of these, at least from the ones I've played, are from Japan. And in Asia, like, I want to say from reading the news and stuff, things like the bird flu are or have been more common than in Europe at least. Usually whenever I heard of like the bird flu or something, it was like somewhere in China somebody caught the bird flu. 50,000 people are affected. It's like, it's not here, you know, it doesn't really...
We have the bird flu here.
Do we?
But more in birds.
Thank you for proving... You sounded like you were going to disprove me and then you played exactly into my argument. Thanks, Tifa.
Yeah, but it is here. Also, why does every building also seem to have an incinerator? Or is this also a visual novel thing?
I think that's a common thing in Japanese schools. My school didn't have an incinerator.
I guess for like trash and stuff, but...
In America, when you hear about COVID, you start talking about how it's a liberal host. I want to say not everybody does that. There's a certain group of people that would. Bird flu usually isn't transmissible to humans. Thankfully. But sometimes it is, and that's when it really sucks. I found a shed by the incinerator behind the school. After climbing up to the roof, I held my breath. It wasn't a bad place to hold out. Not only did I have good line of sight, but if necessary, I could jump off in 3 different directions to escape. Why only in 3 different directions?
Because she's coming from one.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, there's 4. Yeah, true. I don't do math.
Unless you also wanna count all the diagonal ways you can walk, like 1/2 a step to the right.
Technically, doesn't he only have 1 direction to jump, and it's down? That made me feel dumber
as I said. Is the action of jumping the going up? Or the falling down?
Down is no direction. It is no. I don't care. It is
yeah, but is it the going up? Because then it doesn't make any sense.
Not with that attitude. Yes. Very, very positive way of looking at these things. In Japan, you separate your trash by burnable and not burnable.
Oh,
thank you. I had no idea.
I kind of like that.
Yeah. The stream has come so full circle. I'm about to spin counterwise. Definitely.
We should add that to the spread files.
Yes, we should. Sitting with a baked pears. Having to deal with the consequences of earlier decisions.
Hey, good job, bud. Good job.
Mwah, beautiful. I like it when a plan comes together.
I am so proud. So proud of it.
It was getting rowdy down there. The lower grades were running around below the shed.
Maebara isn't around.
What is with you
he
and...
over there?
Why are you skipping the honorifics?
No, it's late.
Tifa is so in tune with her spiritual Japanese that she doesn't even think in honorifics anymore.
I've asked them permission, and I can leave it out.
Yeah, they're on a just call me by my first name or last name basis. No san, kun, chan, whatever necessary.
Nope. Where's Keiichi-san, I wonder? His dad is at the front gate. Is this fun? Why do I think that's actually the truth?
Oh my god, is the mother dead? It's gonna be something horribly fucked up, isn't it? That was definitely a lie. The word gate, the same one I'd used, gave a hint of revenge. So Mion was behind this. I was still keeping 1 step ahead of the game. I felt bad for my underclassmen, but they'd have to search until the school bell.
I'm pretty sure his dad is actually at the gate.
Hey, do you know where Keiichi-san is at? His mom suddenly got really sick.
Maybe not. Oh, actually? Could still be. A message from Maebara-san. They said his house caught fire and he needs to come to the gate. Okay, so...
All of these things could still be true at the same time.
They are doing
maybe
the same thing.
Maybe the curse of Higurashi is now affecting the people in Higurashi.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Okay, maybe not.
A jumbo jet fell on top of the Maebara residence.
In early 2024, that could be a thing. What if it's a Boeing machine? Did this game predict the downfall of the quality control at Boeing when they got rid of all of their engineers? What is happening?
The police have come to question him.
Anything. I thought of Boeing too. 1 brain cell. 1. Anything goes now. We say he enjoys peeping into bathrooms? What?
Is it true that he's going around every night stealing panties?
Who are they talking about?
I heard he wears panties on his head and smells them and stuff.
Yeah, that's Mion. No way I would do that!
I heard that the class representative Mion was a victim too.
What? Gah! This was you doing, Mion! You have to pull a face like that when you say it like this. Calm down, Keiichi Maebara. This is Mion's battle tactic to flush me out. Just hold on.
To those panties.
Oh yeah, anyway. The villain is Maebara Keiichi, yes. I can't remember the panty raid episode. Well...
That is indeed probably for the best.
Is it a Japanese game if there isn't at least one panty raid? If my underclassmen thought about it logically, they would know it's all nonsense. But small kids don't think about things logically.
And these kids will now go home and tell their parents that Keiichi is gonna smell their underwear.
Yeah, class representative Mion told me that we have a pervert at school.
And that he's peeping while I pee.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess PE class turned into peeping class. To them, all of those things were true, so they all chuckled together while looking for me.
We are pressing A.
I win, Mion. It's my victory. Wiping unrelenting tears away, I felt intoxicated by my own victory.
Did you hear? I heard that the new transfer student, Maebara-san, is a really perverted person.
The cost of being Mion had too high a price. Ah! Oh, someone passed below. That's Reina and Rika-chan.
Rika-chan, you're still okay? I'm getting by somehow. It seems Mi-chan is it as well.
I think it's supposed to be heavy exhaling from running and not whatever sound you were trying to go for.
I realized that now, but I wasn't going to comment on it.
I feel like you were halfway between panting from running and panting because you have panties on your head. It was ambiguous.
They did not say breathing.
Mion. It couldn't be. She'd become it because of my little strategy? This confirmed that Mion was behind this relentless message war. Then, this wasn't good.
Why do I think those two are also it? We finally got away from Mi-chan, but Satoko-chan, Satoko is searching around the pipe, so we should be safe here for a while.
Upon hearing that, I breathed a sigh of relief. While Reina was slumped on the ground breathing heavily, Rika-chan had started creeping up to her. Rika-chan doesn't normally make noise when she walks, but it's strange. It couldn't be.
Wow! Rika-chan? What is it? What is it? Whoa! Don't worry.
I've never seen Rika-chan smile so creepily before.
Why are you coming closer? Why? Didn't you have plenty of time to already tag her?
It's funnier this way. If you give somebody PTSD while playing tag, that's when you really want.
Why, Rika-chan isn't a zombie, is she? Don't be scared. I'll be sure to eat you gently. No way! Rika-chan, no! Yee!
Tom.
No.
Reina was pressed against the wall and Rika-chan lurched forward with both arms out just like a zombie. Reina quaked with her back pushed up against the wall.
Are we gonna save her?
It was quite a surreal scene of horror. Like one of those zombie breakout videos you'd see. At that moment, Reina's eyes met mine.
Keiichi-kun, save me!
Zombie Rika-chan turned 180 degrees, exorcist style, and glared at me. But just her head, not the rest of her body, just for like...
Found him! I see Kei-chan!
Mion popped out from behind the cinder block wall around the garbage dump, also seeing where I was. My position was only advantageous when there was one zombie. Being soon was not as good.
You said you located Keiichi-san.
I could tell that Satoko was rushing my way. It seemed that Rika-chan had let Reina escape and now she was baring her fangs in my direction.
Come on down, Kei-chan.
The three zombies circled the shed, moaning curses. You guys are scary! Too scary!
I wonder how Keiichi-san's guts taste. Keiichi-san. Keiichi, I want you to become one of us.
Suddenly the harem shot. Someone please save me!
I feel like this is Raiden's fault.
I saw Reina apologizing to me from across the schoolyard. An apology. Sorry. Leaving me for dead. Reina! I leapt off the roof out of fear, slipping as I landed. Sadako and Rika jumped on top of me, and after straddling me, they tickled me all over my body.
I didn't even realize he was on the roof.
That's what I had read out earlier.
Yeah, but didn't click.
Stop! Stop! That's not how I sound when I get tickled, but I can't do uncontrollable laughter on command, I'm sorry.
So this means Reina is still left. There isn't much time until the bell.
Damn you, Reina! How dare you leave me for dead! The feelings of a zombie. I understood how vengeful ghosts with lingering regrets felt.
It's sad. So sad. But Keiichi is one of us now.
Felt like I'd been bitten by a vampire and was now one of her thralls. It was a strange feeling being welcomed over to the side that had pursued me. Zombie tag is quite profound.
This is no time to postulate. We must capture Reina-san.
How about before we capture Reina-san, we take a short break, and then I can get some more tea as well.
Sounds good. BRB.
Whoa!
RB.
RB.
We're back. Wow, no.
That's what you get.
My stash.
That's what you get.
My stash.
I hope it didn't hit the microphone, because that sounds annoying.
Don't think it did. Oh man.
I think that's too small for the camera to for people to really see.
Yeah, I had a stash, which you can't see like this either. That's so. It's time to now capture Reina.
Are you aware that certain things do or don't really translate on camera, and if you hold up something as small as a tiny black cable binder, it's really hard to see?
That's why I said you can't see. But it doesn't mean it's not there. Or can you see this? Or can you not? And if you cannot see it, is it truly there?
That's part of one of my pickup lines.
Actually, I should hold it here. Because, it's black.
Give me that.
No. Ha.
Give me the things I have to live with.
The principal is walking down the hall. The bell will ring soon. It's a manual bell. He actually has to go and ring the bell.
Is that a thing in schools? I always thought that's automated.
I know, ours are automated.
Schrödinger's binder clip.
I had it wrapped around my fingers.
You gonna cut off blood circulation again?
No.
She will in 5 minutes.
That's quite hard with these.
To devour Reina, I, who had been turned into a demon of vengeance, needed to use any means necessary. Except I wasn't just a zombie. I was a master of the night. A vampire! Using the same trick that had tightened the noose around my own neck, I used my classmates to further my evil designs. This plays in 1983, basically the Stone Age. 6 years before I was born.
Nowadays, people don't even know what tag is anymore. Well, not people, kids.
Of course they do. It's what you do on Instagram and stuff when you put in an ad and the username.
I would not be shocked if that was an actual reply.
I can just imagine the most boomer, cringy comedy show making a skit, if it doesn't already exist, where, stupid young people play tag and they just stand on a field and go oh, let's play tag, okay, at my favorite letters X, you're it, something like that. I gathered up the lower grades from around the school grounds. Everyone, listen. Reina's in big trouble. All of you, please look for Reina.
It's a bigger problem than a jumping jet crashing into your family's house?
A jumping jet, yes.
Oh, yeah, jumbo jet. Jet goes like, woo.
I hate it when a Boeing is jumping on my...
No, this has to be... I don't know, what does Ryanair fly in?
Whatever is cheapest.
It has to be a Ryanair airplane because the CEO wants to increase turbulence on the way so that the passengers buy more drinks after.
That's the thing he actually said, but I think that was years ago.
He's like,
that interview. Because of Higurashi, I have nostalgia for 1983 Japan, and I wasn't even alive then. I get that. I've seen so many games and anime and like movies and stuff set in Japan. You know, those like neon lit streets and all that, and I want to go there at some point. And if it doesn't look exactly like in my city pop background visuals, I will probably be disappointed. I understand that's not reality, but you know, it's gotta be inspired by something.
I'm quite sure especially Japan still has plenty of villages that never changed.
Japanese city pop makes me nostalgic for 80s Japan. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, 100%. Also, hello Neville. Happy Friday. How are you doing?
What he said.
Meanwhile, there's a plane jumping on my house apparently.
These small villages are definitely still giving the same vibe, I am sure of it.
If it doesn't look exactly like Yakuza, like a Dragon Jack's counterattack will be phenomenal. And I'll just be slightly miffed and have to deal with the fact that reality might not necessarily be as my not based in reality expectations. Oh yeah, that turned into that, hadn't it? Mion whistled nonchalantly, trying to avoid the blame. Yeah, it's not even in the same league as the jumbo jets. What fell on Reina's house was a space colony. My super laser
space colony!
Suddenly a Sonic Adventure 2. Spoilers, sorry. Yeah, it's a really big disaster. Everything in a 100-kilometer radius was obliterated. But that's only the prelude to this tragic tale. This is the beginning, the start of a war for independence by the propagandapality of Zeon. The lower grades were dumbfounded, their eyes like saucers at the grand turn of events.
Oh, what will happen?
It's too late. The colony dropped.
I would have gone with something like the puppy that ran off turned back home, because I would sure be running to tell you that your lost dog has been found.
GG Jack, you ruined Sonic even more. How? By reminding you that Sonic Adventure 2 exists? I can make it worse. Shadow the Hedgehog, the game, exists. And so does Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. Keiichi has begun the century war. He's starting everything.
This is where things went wrong. Will the Terran Federation lose?
If things go on like this, they will. Only one person can defeat the Red Comet. That person is Reina Ryugu. The lower grade students all gulped. It seemed I'd made them fully understand that the fight for Earth was lost without Reina. Now scatter, comrades! We must find Reina. My comrades and my comrades. I need a sip.
My comrade Reina.
Comrade. My comrades in the lower grades let out an enthusiastic cheer and dashed off in various directions around the school grounds. There was still one person who hadn't gone. But I thought even the Terran Federation's impulse wave diffuser cannon didn't work on the Comet Empire.
Is this from a comic that everyone knows? Am I supposed to know this?
I do not know, but I'm beginning to think Gundam, maybe? You know, the robot
from a show, yeah, okay.
Mobile Suit Gundam has been around since '79, so I would have grown up with it. Called it.
That makes sense.
I don't know anything about Gundam except it's about robots and stuff.
I know the name and like some shots from it.
Yeah. My favorite Gundam is Tanaka. I'm trying, people.
Took me a second.
You're close. That's the wide variety of those comets. The reason it didn't work was because they didn't know the weak point. Of course, Reina knows their weak points all too well.
Ryuko-san is amazing.
Satisfied with that, she also rushed off to look for Reina. It does seem like there are some promising up-and-comers amongst the youngsters, said the 15-year-old.
Little Kei-chan's abilities. This old man knows them better now.
Didn't really feel like she was complimenting me, but whatever.
Really tough. How exceptional, Keiichi-san.
Really though.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Letters matter. Like
yeah, sometimes they do, but not now.
When it's colonel and not colon L.
Now it doesn't matter. This looks quite promising. If we have this many, we can win. With this many, we will win.
Reina is crying at being called Reina so much. Well,
I was thinking that Keiichi would have been a better nominee for the initial zombie.
is it Reina? No, it's just the tears. Rika-chan's words stung a bit, but I'd let it slide for now. Not even Reina would be able to escape the entire class. As a result of everyone's thorough search, Reina was finally cornered in the back of a sports equipment shed.
But the bell will go before she's tagged.
Probably.
You're all scary. Keiichi-kun too. So scary.
It probably was scary being chased around by the entire student body. All the lower grades closed in on Reina, saying she was the only one who could save the world.
What are you all saying? I can't control a mech.
Reina, how could you leave me for dead? Are you ready to pay for it?
Ding dong, ding dong. I'm sorry about that, Keiichi-kun, but I didn't have a choice.
Did you though?
Do not resist. Let yourself be devoured.
That is peak Tifa.
Now this is like peak villain to first all stand there, talk to each other. I'm telling you, the bell will go beforehand.
You just said what I said with more words.
Be together. One of us.
One of us.
One of us. Now, Reina, say your prayers.
Reina had stumbled onto a mat, trembling with tears in her eyes. I closed in, associating the situation with a similar, particularly immoral one made my pulse quicken just a little bit. Satoko and Rika-chan were both wiggling their fingers. They probably wanted to tickle Reina. Reina, wanting no part of what she knew was about to happen, went stiff with fear.
Keiichi-kun, you wouldn't do mean things like everyone else, would you? Would you?
I wonder... Now then, are you ready?
Ding dong. Okay, so long as it's Keiichi-kun.
The face she made as she resigned herself to her fate made my heart skip a beat.
I believe that Keiichi-kun won't do horrible things to me.
Body won't move. That had to be some sort of anti-zombie mantra. The second my sense of reason chimed in, the beast inside me died instantly. There was the bell. Game over.
There you go. Yay! I did it! I did it! I survived!
The classic trick of make the villain monologue.
Yay! Yay!
Reina pranced around merrily as if a curse had been broken. I kinda did though. So daylight broke in the nick of time and the evil zombie army disintegrated into dust. And so the heroine survived. Well, that's how it goes in the movies anyway.
What are you postulating about? This is all because Keiichi-san was dawdling about?
Yes.
Well,
first you
so
beat
were
the
they
game.
though.
First, you kill your prey and then you glow.
But they did the same thing. They were standing there just doing this.
Like tickle, tickle, tickle.
They didn't even move.
Fair enough.
Punishment is required.
Was subdued by Satoko and Rika-chan and once again sentenced to death by 100 tickles. Ah! Forgive me! Ah!
No, not ah.
Eek! I never met No. I've heard somebody actually say eek, like twice. And one of them was when Tifa touched the electric fence.
No, I did not say eek. What did I say?
Eek!
No, it was a wee.
The K was silent at the back.
It was a wee with a W.
Sounded like eek.
Wee. It was a wee. It was definitely a wee.
Your turn only ends if you stop talking. Speaking is a free action. 2 geniuses, 1 thought. Unfortunately, not today.
Then the award for surviving goes to Reina and Mion. Yay! Wait, Mion?
Reina Ryugu and Mion Sonozaki.
Why do we need to say full names anyway?
Stop being lazy. And all in favor of Tifa actually reading out the line the way it's written?
Nah, you're a minority.
Am I? Please let us know. Please let her know. In favor.
Oh my god.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Huh? Michan wasn't a zombie? How can you pretend to be a zombie?
You're gonna need to get used to their names. Very fair point.
Fine. Only pretended to be the one. They say you need to deceive your allies before you can deceive the enemy, you know? How can you deceive the one person who went after you first? Or you just went, oh, I'm already...
Just hide and then pop back into the edge and go, oh, I've already been tagged. Have you seen anybody? Do you need help?
That means the others must have been tagged before, otherwise this doesn't work.
There's a school where people are hiding. People are just everywhere. Just pretend you're a zombie.
Yeah, but if there's only one zombie and you don't know if the others have already been tagged, this doesn't work.
Which is why I said you wait a bit for them to be more zombies already. And then you just say,
yeah, but then you need to know. Because Rika was also pretending to not be it, remember?
Well, I don't know.
I'll take it.
Oh my god, plot holes in My Higurashi. This game is unplayable.
Nah, she could have just seen it, but still.
When the crew member allies with the imposter. Sus.
It is a smart strategy.
Mion, you little...
Yeah. Hurry up and change, alright? Don't be late for the next class.
Let go of me, Satoko. Rika-chan. That's how I sound when I get tickled. Satoko attacks Rika. Mion comes around and says she's a zombie. Satoko assumes Rika did it. Rika assumes Satoko did it. Yes, exactly. Just bamboozle your way through it. Just bullshit your way through a game.
But if they accidentally touched, which they might have in a small shed, then doesn't that mean you still lose?
I don't think they, while playing, actually think this deeply into it. Like, oh no, they made body contact.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Fair.
Having had my fill of being terrified to my very core by club activities, I solemnly swore I would have Mion crying for mercy next time.
That reminds me, did you know that there are world championships for tag? I sometimes see videos of them come by.
It's insanity.
They definitely look like insanity. Like it's usually on like this big sort of square field with lots of stuff around it that you can dodge in, jump through, hide, duck. It's like insane how fast those people are. If
I was in that, I would start running, try to jump over a thing, fall down and smash my face in.
Yeah.
100%. Screen transitions by wiping. After arriving home, I quickly made preparations to head out once again. I had agreed to meet with Reina to dig Colonel Sanders out of that mountain of treasure from before. That's true, we did that. Mom, do we have work gloves? I need towels too.
Aren't they in the shed out back? The towels are by the sink.
Alright, now I was all ready. Looking at me, my mom stared quizzically.
What's going on, Keiichi? Where are you headed to in that getup?
If I come to dump again illegally, he'll be buried completely and it'll be impossible to dig him out. And if that happens, Reina will undoubtedly go after the Colonel Sanders in front of a fried chicken place in town. A bit of excavating, so my classmate doesn't become a criminal.
Well, don't be out late.
That is very 80s parents. You know, I want to say in the 80s and in my case in the 90s, a lot of parents weren't really like worried about the safety of their children when they just went outside. Like, I was still part of a generation where I was like, stop sitting in front of a TV all day playing video games, go outside and play. What we did outside was less of an issue. Just don't do it inside, whatever it is. Kind of weird if you think about it.
Just be outside.
It was acceptable in the 80s, it was acceptable at the time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mom returned to the kitchen with a puzzled expression still on her face. Very hands-on approach, not even asking, like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Cutting through the woods as a shortcut to the dam site, I ran into someone.
Photography, dude.
It was Tomitake-san. Probably taking pictures of wild birds again with that precious camera of his. Couldn't be that all he took pictures of was a handsome young man in the twilight? Hey, long time no see. Keiichi-kun, right? My due regards.
Who says that?
Children who grew up in the 70s.
Do you have a title?
You look like you want to be addressed with a title. I expelled the rude imagery from my head and greeted him without inciting anything. By the way, was that girl an acquaintance of yours? I was probably talking about Reina. Guessing by the way Tomitake-san was shaken up. What was that all about? She was walking around with a bared hatchet. And she was laughing with a huge smile across her face. That was Reina without a doubt. That is peak Tifa. 100%. That would be her. She would have two. You know, because double the axe, double the...
Double wielding or dual
power,
wielding is awesome.
Dual wielding is awesome. I expect that she was grinning in anticipation of taking Colonel Randy home. Colonel Randy. Where'd that come from?
Nickname.
I hid myself because I thought it might be dangerous. Should I call the cops to be safe? Well, it certainly would be quite a spectacle for a girl of her age to be roaming around with a hatchet. Tomitake-san's reaction was the epitome of logical. And that word should still be epitome. But what are you doing?
Moved it.
Why? Why you move? It's fine. It's fine. Just leave her be. She's just wandering around looking for more victims. Tomitake-san was alarmed by my crass response. Yeah, it does seem a bit fishy, doesn't it? Well, it's probably hard for normal people to understand Reina. I'll just toss out a bunch of baloney. If you were to be killed out here, she'd probably be the one to do it. Try not to snoop too much around her. Why would you say these things to another person that you don't know? Like, if they're in on the joke, fine, do whatever. But you've spoken maybe 5 lines with this guy?
Well, you don't like him.
Yes, still. Yeah, she's fucked up like that. Basically, it's like... With a condescending smirk, I started off in the direction of the dam site where Reina was waiting. Before I got too far, Tomitake-san abruptly called out for me. Keiichi-kun, is that meant to be a warning for an outsider like me? I didn't mean that seriously. I did try to make it obvious, but... I'll try my best to be careful. Leaving only those words behind, Tomitake-san turned around and left. You know what I've always wondered, Tifa? Why do people always, in moments like this, why is it always turn around and left, but never turn around and right?
I'm not even gonna answer that, but that is pretty good.
Sorry. I didn't really mean to call him an outsider. Sorry?
It was pretty good. Like, I need like a rating sign.
Cards.
I'm gonna look at rating cards.
Minus 18 out of 10.
That means it's extra good.
I want to say, as long as it's a big number, I don't care if it's plus or minus, you know? Big reaction is big reaction.
Like both are a win.
Yeah, exactly. So bad, it might be considered good by some. Sorry, Gaijin. Yeah, just that, basically. I didn't really mean to call him an outsider. I wasn't really implying anything when I said that. It was only meant to be a joke, but it felt like I'd said something bad. Yeah, you told the guy he might get murdered. Like, if you are Reina, I'm Keiichi, with how very sometimes I say very awkward things to people.
Yeah, there's
And look, it's our
again.
favorite robot again, and gone it is.
Keiichi-kun, I was waiting for you. Let's try our best today.
I understood what Tomitake-san was trying to say. Somebody gallivanting about waving a hatchet around certainly would seem dangerous. You should put a cover on that hatchet when you have it in public.
Yeah, like for safety, you know, those things you can wrap it in so that it's no longer sharp.
No, I don't have a hatchet.
Oh.
Is there like a hatchet sheath, like for a sword?
Yeah.
What's
you
it
could
called?
put I don't know what it's called.
Do you also call that a sheath, or does it have its own fancy name?
I remember having a hatchet in the shed that had like a cover.
Why'd you have a hatchet? Are you the Higurashi killer? Nowadays there's like a little plastic edge you press against it. Yeah, something to just
that's easier.
keep you from cutting yourself, right? Makes sense. You should put a cover on that hatchet when you have it in public. It's not good to carry it around out in the open like that.
Seems that I lost it, so there isn't one.
She lost the hatchet, or she lost the thing to
cover.
cover the hatchet? Thinking about it?
She was carrying the hatchet. How did she lose it?
Well, true, we saw her have it as well. Yeah, brain fart. Sorry. Thinking about it, there really was no need to try to keep up appearances. Everyone in Hinamizawa probably already knew about Reina's eccentricities. She's probably the only person who could carry a hatchet around Hinamizawa and not be considered suspicious. Oh well, let's finish this today. If we bust through his last beam, we should be able to pull him out. I've got everything I need. Leave it to me.
Okay.
I took the axe from Reina and made my way up the unstable slope. Don't hold sharp objects while climbing in an unstable setting. That's inviting bad luck.
Just wait, Colonel Sanders. Keiichi-kun will save you.
Alright, get back. I'll finish this in one go! That usually doesn't work like that. Whoop. A solid thwack rang throughout Hinamizawa as if the job was being done by a lumberjack.
Very professional. How is it? Think you can do it? If it looks too hard, you don't have to strain yourself.
If I can break through this, then we'll be good. I have plenty of power today. I can do it.
How about we get photography, son?
But this adversary was more formidable than I expected. First of all, I'd never used a hatchet before. During a school camping trip, I had wanted to split the wood, but I lost at rock, paper, scissors and wasn't able to do it. Because the spot where I was standing was so unstable, I soon became tired and decided to take a break. Weak. Or badly prepared, however. Reina had already spread out a tarp and laid down some tea and sweets. I'm fine. I'm almost there. I'll make sure Reina can give Colonel Sanders a good night kiss tonight.
Ew, that thing is dirty. Yeah, thanks. Giving Colonel Sanders a good night kiss. Aww.
Come to think of it, Reina, you're a transfer student too, right? Where did you live before? I asked her nonchalantly while drinking tea. I had thought she lived here all her life.
In Kanto. It wasn't as rural as it is out here, but it was still out in the countryside.
If I had to guess, I would say Viridian City. No? Or Pallet Town. She's giving
She's
me...
a Pallet Town girl.
She's giving me early part of Kanto vibes, so...
She's a Pallet Town girl.
Keep going, I like it.
I've got the rest. She's just living as a country girl.
Why did you move here? To Hinamizawa, I mean. You know, this is pretty far out in the boonies.
Why did you move here? Does it have to do with your dad's work?
Dad said he wanted to relocate his studio. He'd been saying for a while that somewhere deep in the mountains like this would be perfect.
Studio? Is your father an artist or something?
He paints scenery. It seems that twice a year he opens a gallery for the stuff he does. When he started, his works were displayed in an industry plaza in Tokyo, but now they're exhibited in the Makuhari Messe. Why does Japan use a German word for expo grounds? Because Messe is also what you call those things in German.
No clue.
Like the building or the area where you hold these fairs and expos. I mean, it has a nice ring to it because of the alliteration, the MM. He's determined to have them displayed in the Waterfront International Exhibition Hall.
That's amazing! Let me see them next time.
I was too embarrassed to tell her that I didn't really know what kind of pictures my father painted. Well, eventually I would. I picked myself up while giving vague answers. Germans introduced lots of tech to Japan, so they also share a lot of biological terms. But
I don't think I've ever heard it, but interesting.
I didn't know that either. Thanks for expanding our horizons, but...
Some things just get picked up, I want to say.
It's not even a biological term. It's like the term for a type of building. Because of its use, but... Either way, I know a word.
But you transferred in the middle of the semester, didn't you?
Yeah, how did we never talk about that? That's not that common, is it?
You'd think you'd wait for the school year.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't that a hassle?
Not really. I was getting bored of the city anyway. I was trying to get answers from Reina, but I ended up being the one giving out all the answers.
Yeah, she absolutely dodged our question.
I wouldn't really call that an answer either, though. It's like I was getting bored of the city. Usually you don't just swap schools like this because you're bored of the city.
Especially not as the kid.
Yeah.
Hey mom, I don't want to live here anymore. Okay, let's move.
I want to live in the countryside where you don't have a job and we have no idea how to get places and stuff, and where we know nobody. Away from all the facilities and all the easy access things. Great idea, child. Let's go. With a bit of a wry smile on my face, I grabbed the handle of a hatchet and headed back to the worksite. Everybody is avoiding answers, it seems like.
It's the town secret.
Apparently. The air grew colder as the sun slowly set. The Higurashi began their song as if to tell me to stop and head home for the day. Just a bit more. Today, I would end it. When I first started, I chatted with Reina as I worked, but now I didn't have that luxury. Oh, yeah! You little... Damn it! I had swung hatchet countless times today, just like this. Contact. Shards of wood splintered. The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes. I recalled that passage from a tabloid. One hit with something like this would smash someone's head in. Axes and pickaxes are not meant to be swung at people, ever.
Good life advice. Oh. Suddenly it's thundering.
The next phase of a curse strikes because despite the weather forecast for today being mostly clear skies, earlier there was hail and now I hear thunder. What's happening? With one last swing, the beam cracked apart. The weight I put behind the hatch not only split through the beam, but smashed the statue's shoulder as well.
Oh no.
The arm came off with a sickening sound. It clattered down noisily, stopping at my feet.
Rip.
Didn't I tell you everyone who comes in contact with me is cursed? Why did it take almost 4 years to kick in? This is an inconvenient timing.
It's just this game.
Apparently.
This game is cursed. What's the matter? Are you hurt?
Sorry? The figure's arm, I broke it off.
Oh, that's all? I thought Keiichi-kun hurt himself.
She's really sweet. I probably had a really guilty look on my face. Rena said that without a hint of dismay as she smiled.
We just need to tape it back and put a coat over him.
That's really cute, actually.
Nobody will even notice.
I see. Let's pull him out then. Can you get that side?
Okay. Let's get him. Poor Colonel.
They still haven't found one of the arms. I've rallied how pathetic I was, considering the arm flopping down and rolling to my feet to be such a bad omen. Both Reina and Mio knew how sickening that incident was, so they pretended that they didn't know. I had looked it up all by myself, and shamefully enough, I was scared. You're pathetic, Keiichi Maebara. Alright, Reina, let's do this in one go. Ready, and...
Whoa! We did it! We did it, Keiichi-kun! Yay!
Now to carry it home.
That's probably not that heavy.
The right time to give 3 cheers. That moment of 2 days of work bearing fruit. He who was brought to Hinamizawa covered in filth to meet his end. Instead, we were able to welcome him back. You're pretty lucky, Colonel Sanders. You're pretty lucky, Colonel Sanders. Your new master is a pretty decent person.
Sometimes I feel Luckle too.
Luckle is the very cheerful brother of Knuckles.
Colonel Sanders, he really is cute.
It didn't matter that he was dirty. Reina nuzzled him cheerfully with her cheek. I would die at that point.
You didn't touch him.
Yeah,
he's dirty.
I mean, my skin is already being very extra yesterday and today, so I think it's gonna look worse tomorrow reading a line of somebody nuzzling a dirty statue. Like, that's gonna make my skin break out. I was dead tired, but seeing Reina's happy face made it all worth it. I'll help you carry it back. It'd be bad if it gets dark.
Yeah, right.
Reina is built different. Yes, she is.
I really want to thank you, Keiichi-kun. I won't forget this.
I'll think real hard about how you can repay me.
I wonder what kind of repayment. I wonder.
For now, I just hold back my evil cackle. We were ready to take it to her house, but we couldn't go like this. We rolled the statue up on the top and lifted him. Aren't those things heavy? Or are they, like, kind of hollow? Because, you know, I would imagine we have to make several and place them on different locations. So you wouldn't want them to be super heavy, because at the same time you also don't want them to be light and easily transportable, because when this happens. And so Jack and Jill went down the hill carrying a human-sized bag and an unsheathed hatchet. I prayed that we wouldn't run into Tomitaku-san.
I was just gonna say they're gonna run into him again.
If he saw us here and took that picture, we'll need to get rid of him. LOL. Is that meant to be a warning for an outsider like me? Something struck me as odd about the words Tomitaku-san, unable to grasp my sense of humor, had left behind. How old is Keiichi? Like 15? Why does he talk like that to people?
I would think younger. Was this also high school?
Something like that? I mean, it's every school.
Yeah, but is it like all the classes in middle school?
I have no
Or
idea.
was it also high school?
I believe Keiichi is 15, yes.
Okay. So it's also high school.
Did they say that, or am I just imagining based on like their interactions?
We've
I don't even
had
recall.
ages.
That was the wrong button. But this is one we unlocked. What kind of name is Reina?
Okay, man, you like the name Reina.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Xena.
Xena.
Yeah, the warrior princess.
Okay, I'm going meta here. When Tifa said Xena, I was for some reason thinking Dutch, and there's a word, Sinaasappel.
Oh,
that means orange. Close enough. Thinking, why is she thinking of oranges? But no. Xena the warrior princess. I haven't seen that show in ages.
Same. I kind of want to rewatch it actually.
Can you? Last time I remember seeing Lucy Lawless, the actress who played Xena in something, was in Spartacus on Netflix. It's a Netflix show? I think it is.
Xena the Warrior Princess episodes were actually on WoW.
Where?
Yeah, streaming service, at least in Germany. But like 2 days after we had it, and I found it in the list, it was like 1 day until it disappears,
yeah.
and then it was gone.
Leaving the service at the end of the month. For the next event kind of thing, I'll buy you the box set.
Don't even think that it is on Blu-ray or something.
There has to be DVDs. It has a cult following that has to have a home release. Definitely.
I wouldn't mind rewatching that again. And then it's probably like I used to love the A-Team, and then at some point I like rewatched the A-Team, and it was like, this is so bad. This is so bad.
As a kid, I went through a MacGyver phase. Like, have you ever watched MacGyver?
I know it, but I never watched it.
The guy was also in Stargate and a bunch of other shows. Basically, MacGyver is this semi-genius dude with like military-ish background, as far as I remember. Like, he always gets into some situation. He's the good guy, of course. And then he has like a piece of chewing gum, a pencil, and he needs to break out of a jail because the bad guys caught him. And then he makes like a makeshift battery and uses like the wrapper of the gum to make like a conduit or something. Like, I loved that show as a kid. Whenever it was on, I would try to watch it. And then 10 years later, I must have been like 20 or so, it was on randomly. I watched 5 minutes. I was like, I can't.
I see it still quite often on German TV.
Yeah.
With the German dub. It's absolutely horrible.
Yeah. Piracy is a service issue. Gabe Newell. Unfortunately, yes. I understand that licenses and all that stuff are a thing, and I fully believe that the people that worked on Xena the Warrior Princess, for example, should all get paid accordingly.
Yeah, but if you can't find it anymore anywhere,
yeah,
then it's also like, what you gonna do?
Basically, that sucks.
Yeah. Reina's not here. Do you know where she is, Keiichi?
Huh?
Of course.
She was just there, actually. Hey, Mion. Where did Reina go?
Out with her boyfriend. Reina? Didn't she go to the washroom? She did say that she's been having bowel troubles lately.
That is a very tactful way of putting it that I didn't expect from Mion at this point. I hadn't heard anything about that.
Satoko, do you know where Reina went? I mean, how many bathrooms can this place have? Reina-san, you say? I just passed her in the hallway. Reina-san has class duties today, so she's off to water the flower bed. Ah, it was Reina's turn for class duty. Sounds like a drag.
Reina, Reina, Reina. Upon hearing it repeated, a thought came to mind. It's rude to say this about someone's name, but it's a weird name.
Is it?
It was like some foreigner's name.
Fair enough.
Here we go again with a casual racism. What kind of name is Reina, I wonder?
Honestly, it sounds like a foreign name is not racism. Like most people, when I introduce myself...
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I overthought it.
I also go like, oh.
You're not from here, basically.
Where does your name come from?
Yeah. Fair enough. I was overthinking it. What kind of kanji does her name use?
Reina is her nickname. She has a proper name as well.
What, really? I was sure that Reina Ryugu was her actual name.
What's her full name?
Well, I can understand you making that mistake since we only call her Reina-san.
She even signs her name as Reina.
Renata.
And then we learn she's secretly German. Because every, like, old school classic Japanese anime, game, visual novel needs a German character. Renate Ryugu, hello. It doesn't have the same ring to it. No, it feels differently. This is an Evangelion Jack, but it feels like it somehow.
It's all connected anyway.
Always has been. It's like it's her real name in school. I wonder what her real name is. Let's ask her when she comes back. Satoko and Rika-chan looked at each other.
You don't need to ask her. We'll tell you what it is. Unintentional spoiler.
Really? Really? Reina's name is Reina? Usually it's pronounced like Rena. Okay.
It's the Rei from Ore and the Na from Nara. Her real name is Reina Ryuki.
What do you mean Ryugi? Where do you have a whole tonal shift there? Reina Ryugu.
Ryugu, it's what I said.
No, you... Reina, is it? So it's read out as Reina instead of Reina? It's a pretty interesting reading. She has an accent, Satoko can't help it.
Yeah, exactly.
Dark Lord goes onto my Tifa apologizer list.
No, that's not it. Reina is the correct way.
Reina-san has told us that she wanted us to call her Reina.
Now I can't hear the difference anymore.
Same.
Or how to pronounce like Reina, Reina.
So we call her Reina-san.
Now I'm gonna mess this up in every line. Kei-chan, Reina is Reina. That's good.
Yes.
Reina is Reina, you know?
As in Kylo Ren. So Rena.
That makes it worse.
Yeah, like Dark Lord said.
Oh, yeah. I like Reina.
Yeah, it's gonna stay that. Sorry.
Only strangers call her Reina. You get where this is going?
I understood what Mion was saying. It didn't matter what her real name was, only what names were used between us. Reina Ryugu is Reina. So she's nobody other than that. So I was thinking, if I had a nickname, would you call me by that?
If it's good. So what do you want to be called? Dickmaster. Is that not what you were gonna say?
I was gonna go back to what we had earlier, Grandmaster, and what was it, God King Emperor, but of course you can also channel your inner 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Coke Can McDickinson. Con Man.
That was pretty close.
What? Where did the con man come from?
Probably need to remember that.
I'm chalking it off to edgy 15-year-old. Reina then came back into the classroom.
What was one of your nicknames when you were that age?
Well, when I was like 15.
Yeah. Or younger?
When I was younger, I was bullied. People called me a lot of things.
No, like an actual nickname, not a bully name, a nickname.
Never really had one. Actually, no, that's not true. That's not true. We had this one kid in class when I was like a wee little student. My nickname was Madman. That's kind of cool, depending on the story behind it. Tifa casually triggering Jax Thomas. It's fine. I'm used to it. Now she's bullying me off screen.
Always.
But I like it. No, we had this one kid in class when I must have been like 7, 8-ish. And that was the mid-90s in Germany. Like anime, manga were not a thing. Video games just really like picked up. And it was not mainstream at all. Like we were all like, if you played video games, we were like, a nerd. Like that kind of like, yes, people were like that back then.
Speaking of triggering traumas, I asked for your nickname, not your life story.
Did anybody ask? Fuck you.
Continue.
You know, Tifa, when I said now it's you bullying me, I was trying to joke. I didn't mean that as an invitation.
Continue. You had this classmate.
So yes, I had a nickname, but I'm not allowed to tell the story, and if I have a story, I'm not going to tell you the nickname. Happy?
Go for it.
Interesting, huh? A story without a resolution? Feels weird. Yeah, thank you. I'll need to make a new Discord channel where people can be nice to me to make up for you. So, when I was like 7 or 8, we had this one kid in class, press A, I'm trying, she doesn't let me, who was into manga, actually. From him, I learned that people already knew what was going to happen in Dragon Ball before the episodes aired. Because...
It's like, where do you get this intel?
Yeah. He was already on Dragon Ball Z when I was still watching Dragon Ball. Like, this kid taught me, like, oh yeah, there's gonna be these other characters later, like Vegeta and stuff. And I'm like, no, you're lying. Goku is a little kid. What kind of a name
is that?
Yeah, Goku is a little kid. You're lying. Like, stuff like this. King of a Playground. Basically, nobody really cared, and I thought he was like weird because like that didn't happen. Like, you know, like my dad works at Nintendo. Anyway, so we were talking, and like kids do. He asked me what I would like to do, and I was telling him about video games. I remember Super Mario World came out, and like that's one like on the box art too. It's like Mario riding on Yoshi with a cape, like it's the like, jumping shot. And he's like, Mario, Yoshi. I'm like, yes. And then he called at me Yoshi Mario. And whenever he saw me, he was like, Yoshi Mario! I don't know why. I don't know what exactly I did that triggered it. I know back then I didn't like him calling me that. Nowadays I would say that was very cute actually. Oh, cute. And other than that... No, she doesn't interrupt me, I get to continue. When I was like 15, I briefly had earned the nickname Grandmaster 7. Because at that point in school,
I think I remember you saying that.
You have like the grading system. 1 is an A and 6 is an F, a failure. So we got our first German class homework back then. And it was the first year of like high school, like the last part of high school. It's weird to explain. And I got the thing back. And I got graded a score that would effectively translate to a 7. Like worse than an F for failure. Like the teacher...
How does that work exactly?
She knocked me off more points than I was able to score. I guess I made her so mad with my shoddy homework that she gave up and just like added a tally and like I had like minus points.
That's like an extra burn.
Yeah. And so it's like I effectively... got like a 7. That's like a cool thing. And then people are like, it's like a Grandmaster. So I was like, yeah, Grandmaster 7. That stuck for like 6 minutes, and then nobody ever used it again.
That doesn't really count as a nickname.
Fuck you, it mattered to me. It mattered to me. Did you have any nicknames you want to share?
I've had the same nickname during most of my school years, and that was Piefje.
Doesn't that mean something? Like little one or something? Oh, it's a term you use for like a small child.
A piefje? No, you don't really.
If I didn't know better, I would say it sounds like a joint, you know, like a spliff. What are you smoking for? Just a piefje?
Doesn't really have a meaning. I don't even know how we got to it. But it's been my nickname for years during school.
But where did it start?
Some people still call me that. And it's been my nickname online for a long, actually. I'm not going to tell you how to spell that. A long time.
Don't look me up.
You'll find my Neopets profile.
You'll find Tifa's cringy deviant art profile.
Did I call it one piefje?
I don't know. I don't think you... I don't know how many you had. I don't know if you had like an official one and one where you posted all of your teenage angsty schlocky stuff.
How do you know? I never showed you my old DeviantArt profile. I think every teenager back then had like this DeviantArt profile where they posted their deep poems and stuff.
Yes,
like
I'm
that.
14 and this is deep. Nobody understands the pain I'm going through. You couldn't. You're just all stupid adults.
I wonder if I can still find my old account. But yeah, that's the only thing. No clue. Don't even remember how I got it. I got it at some day and it stuck around for years.
Me, when I was watching Sword Art Online before reading it, when I thought Alicization was some legendary tale. That's what my stories usually end up like. Yeah. One time, a girl saw I was on the Kirby show website and she decided to call me the Kirby Kid. Not really sure why.
I also kind of like the Kirby Kid.
I mean, it's kind of sweet. Like, even if it's not the most imaginative nickname, I figure it mattered so much in the moment that they gave you a nickname. You know, if it sticks, kind of, why not?
Yeah, that's the thing. It also has to stick.
Yeah, I think the most important part behind nicknames like this is like why they became a thing. Because if it's meant like disrespectfully, then that sucks. But if it's like
it has to be like
an
this
endearing thing, that's
cool
like,
thing that is all you.
Yeah, Grandmaster 7. That homework was great. The teacher was being a bitch about it. She knocked me off points for things she didn't say I have to put into the homework. Like it was supposed to be like computer written and printed, and then she went like, "Nah, you didn't do the double spacing." I'm like, this is the first homework you ever gave us. At no point did you tell us it was supposed to be double spaced. I can click the button if you tell me.
Sure thing.
Yeah, we
this is a but everyone filled this homework kind of situation.
No, everybody else did it right, and I to this day don't know why they knew and I didn't. Because at that time I actually paid attention in class. No, I did.
How are you doing, Skinner?
And out of my room for about an hour, and every time I look, I swear you've been in this classroom the whole time.
I know we had PE class earlier, so we were outside.
Hello, Skinner. Happy Friday. How are you doing? And I know it seems familiar to you because you've spent hundreds of hours playing Higurashi. But no, not quite. You were asleep for Zombie Tag. Exactly.
Exactly. You missed all of that.
Meanwhile, one of the juniors near the door told Raina people were looking for her.
Glad tax year end is over. Hey, congratulations.
Yeah.
Now you can relax.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Tax year end comes back next week.
What's this now? Who's looking for me, I wonder? Skinner, I wonder?
Skinner was looking for you. Seeing that, both Mir and I sneered. Bailiff! Ryugo doth show herself.
Con man, you're quite sinister.
Why con man?
Oh, what is this? What is this? Keiichi-kun and Michan are an evil bailiff and a con man?
Damn you, Reina Nosuke Ryugu! Today doth be when thou meetest thy maker. Have it be!
What? Suke-san, Kaku-san, show them what for.
Aye, sir.
I expect my fee to be paid to my Swiss bank account.
Rika is actually the one I most likely would imagine to have like one of those like fencing sword thingies like in her back pocket, like a telescope one.
That would actually actually be pretty cool.
Since it's come to this, we have no choice. We'll just have a grand battle with 5 people. Oh? Reina's fierce punches exploded just as soon as she had shown her seal. The evil that was Mion and myself was vanquished in the end.
We do know she has a nasty uppercut already.
Yeah, that's true. I do hope that Reina does go on a journey to make the world a better place. How about heading to Parliament first?
That's not where you make the world a better place.
But you could.
Spare me. I'll get cute stuff for you on my travels.
The toll of a bell signaled that break time was over.
Come on, Keiichi-kun, meet-chan, the teacher's coming.
I took Reina's hand and stood up. It was just as the teacher had entered the classroom. Just one more hour. Man, oh man. Got to buckle down for one more.
And then it's weekend.
The worst last hour of school for me always will be my memory of physics classes. Because, boy, did they drag on. I think once I actually witnessed the clock going backwards while I was sitting in a physics lecture. That was horrible. Wait, what? What do you mean?
The physics class?
It was about nuclear bombs and the effects that nuclear testing had on people around them. That was horrible. It's early, why you all ending? Because the episode is over and we're gonna start the next one on Sunday.
We aim for like an episode a stream.
Also, with you complaining about us playing visual novels, I know it stings, I know you just need more, but if you want us to play along with your alleged dislike for books, you gotta make it believable. Like your facade is crackling, Skinner.
In physics, the clock spins counterclockwise.
Yes. Yes.
Definitely felt like it did.
I'm not here for the book, I'm here for Tifa's glasses.
What do I have on my glasses? I did drop them. Got scratches on it?
What about my glasses? I look sexy as fuck with glasses. Like, this is probably the dumbest pair I could wear, but...
This is definitely not the best one.
No, but it still works.
They're fake. Okay. How did we get to my glasses being fake? Or do you mean those are fake? Because those are.
Yours are. What are you talking about, Mike?
What's fake?
Something just fell over in the kitchen.
Excuse you?
And I don't know why, because there's nothing in the kitchen that should be falling over. We are cursed! What? Jags, I mean, yes, fair enough.
But what's with my glasses again? Like...
Funnily enough...
We shouldn't have done it.
These are...
Those were the 3D glasses, no?
Come on, do the focus thing. I mean, it's reversed for you, but those were 3D glasses. Like, whenever we went to the cinema and
you wouldn't have the glass anymore.
3D movie, we took those home because I'm dumb. You know, I mean, I paid for the 3D glasses at the cinema, so I just took them home. The free de l'air, basically.
Aren't those the actual ones for the TV?
No. Those were the other ones. And I never realized at some point I might use them as props. So now I have a whole box of these things and now I can use them.
I think we have like 10 sets of 3D glasses for some reason.
Yes, we
maybe even more. Like we threw them all in a box for the maybe we'll need them someday for something.
And now I do. Now I do. Now I look like I'm gonna give you a test next week.
Oh, I think we used some on the inside of our...
No, we didn't. It was actual sunglasses because of a thing. We wanted to use these first, but the glasses didn't work.
Oh, fair enough.
But we tried. Cursed for forsaking Higurashi progress too early. The more you procrastinate, the longer the curse will last. But maybe then we build resistance to it. That's my plan.
I sure hope so.
I'm here for the streamers, not the books. Aww.
Aw,
That's very sweet.
we know you're here for both, but thank you. I appreciate
It's
it.
fine. I know you prefer Higurashi over me.
What do you think about the liberation of Kenta-kun?
I am very happy that Colin L. Randy, Kenta finally, I guess, has a place to stay at that isn't underneath a trash heap.
I hope we get to learn where his new place is. Did
Yes.
he get the coat? Is his arm glued back on? Does he sleep in Reina's bed? Maybe we'll find out in episode 5.
Did they actually still bump into a weird, creepy photography guy?
Well, that we know. No.
Do we?
Didn't they arrive home? When
Not
you
that
say-
we saw. The episode ended with them dragging it back through the woods to the houses.
Oh, I thought it ended with the line that they wore out. Well,
No,
let's see.
I don't recall. I don't think so.
Let's see on Sunday.
I'm very happy that the Colonel has a new place to stay. I wonder what else they will end up finding in the trash heap. Because I have a feeling that
I'll probably still
place
get
is
back
gonna
to
come
it.
back.
She likes dumpster diving. Like, I would still go back with all that fresh junk being
What if
ditched.
I was right with my line of thinking that those Colonel Sanders statues are hollow to make them easier to transport around the KFC locations?
And the arm is hidden
Exactly.
in there.
Yes,
I
because
somehow doubt it would be in there.
it's kind of poetic that an arm fell off. So if that thing is actually hollow and it
That's
turns out the arm is stuck in the statue that lost its arm,
I think that is just a sign, just like how we've been cursed since we started this game.
today we didn't have any issues other than you deciding to omit the honorifics.
Excuse me? There have been issues today.
Like
Not really having dinner because of how late we were at
how
home.
home we were.
Exactly.
That is true.
That's the hunger talking.
I got up at 6 today, hopped in the shower because I had to go into the office for my, among other things, annual performance talk. Which lasted until like 5 p.m. And then I rushed home and then I made dinner for Tifa.
Who
Before
was
the
also
stream
still
started.
stuck at work.
Yes, because her meeting also ran longer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I still
It's nice when
made
that
you dinner.
happens on non-streaming
I still
days.
made you dinner.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Yes,
Which
it
we're now going to eat, so we're gonna call it a
Well,
night
the rest
now.
of it.
And see what happens on Sunday. You got any... Oh, wait.
Yes, I have
I'm
a question
gonna-
for you.
Ask the bot if he has nuggets of wisdom.
Making someone mayor of a burnt down village. Getting rid of
Oh,
someone.
That also
That-
kind of works.
I don't like how that seems to be an omen for what I just talked about.
The bot is on a roll today.
Yeah, sometimes we have good luck with the balls. I wanted to ask you something and now you made me forget.
What do you want to ask?
You sprung on me as we started streaming Higurashi that you have ages ago watched the anime and you remember things.
Yeah.
From as far as we've gotten now, how many of these things do you remember from the anime?
These bits? None.
Yeah, I think she doesn't actually remember many things.
No, like this whole build-up thing, I don't remember.
Assuming that the contents of chapter 1 through 4 are actually in the anime. I don't know, haven't seen it.
Yeah, but this is like the nothing happens.
To quote Evie from earlier, for nothing happening, there's a lot of recap. Honestly, won't hold against you if you drop this, but why?
Yeah. If we wanted to drop it, we would. We're not gonna force ourselves to go through 300 hours of content if we don't want to. I won't force myself to go through 4 hours of content if I don't want to. So we will still play it. Like I said, it's
See
not...
Chicken Police.
Yeah, for example, that was, unfortunately... If I don't enjoy it anymore, I promise you, I will drop it.
Yeah.
But-
Even as a slice of life thing, I don't hate it. It's nice. Like, I still have no idea where we're going with this. Like, there is hints at like bad things having happened. I mean, the game literally opens with that. But so far, I have absolutely no idea how any of that relates to following the daily life of Keiichi Maebara.
It's gonna be like these moments.
Should have anticipated this would be so tough to stream.
We have anticipated that it would be tough to stream. Like, we had several discussions about whether we should really stream this game, yes or no, especially with how long it is. And it being such a big one, like, we knew what we signed up for.
As long as I have some tea with honey for my throat because I need to read a lot, that's fine though.
Yeah.
I like it so far, it's not bad.
I said as long as we still have fun with it, we'll keep playing. If there will be a point where we go like, nah, now it's no longer fun.
As long as there is no more deltas, I'm okay. I'm willing to give everything a try as long as there's no delta. Too early to say, but let's say nothing here is filler. Yeah.
I count on everything coming back into the story at some point. Like these small lines where they later go like... Yeah. But I wasn't kidding. I am hungry. I've been in a screen sitting in front of a screen for too long today
I've been in a screen.
Sitting in front of a screen.
Help! Help! We're stuck inside of your screens, people. I need to check if I'm not messing up with the camera. Help! Feed us!
If I had nails, I would make scratching sounds.
Why don't you just grow them?
That's not an option.
Scratching sounds? Wait. Microphone doesn't really pick that up. Tofu is Sadako confirmed. A little bit.
Oh, that would be creepy.
Press the button, Tifa.
I'm pressing the button.
Then you can get some food. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us. We'll be back on Sunday with chapter 5 of episode 5 of chapter 1 of Higurashi.
Confusing,
Bye!
isn't it?